Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. In today's video, we're going to be creating this eye look using the brand new Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette. Congratulations to Nikkie and Beauty Bay for this. I've watched Nikkie for years. She's an amazing makeup artist, and I also occasionally work with Beauty Bay, as you guys know, and I love them so much. So this coming out is really exciting. So obviously this was gifted to me by Nikkie and Beauty Bay, but obviously, as always, all opinions are my own. I make my own assumption on things, whether they're gifted, whether they're bought with my own money, you know, I always have my own opinion, as you guys know. Also, I may look a little bit different today. I'm actually filming with my back camera. Usually I film with my front camera, but my back camera actually is better quality, but it does make me look a little bit orange, I'm not gonna lie. So let me know if you prefer it this way in the comment section, or if you prefer me filming with my front camera, because I like to switch it up a bit and make sure you guys are getting the best content. So let me know if you prefer it this way, because it will look quite different to when I'm filming with front camera. So if I look a little bit orange, that's why. Don't come for me in the comments. I don't want to hear it. Alright guys, so before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section below. And if you want to see a tutorial using the Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're going to dive into the Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette today. I had a look online before I filmed this video, and it's actually £25, which is an amazing price point. I thought it was going to be around the 30, 35 mark. So really impressed with that. I'm really impressed that it is at £25. It's currently out of stock on Beauty Bay, so I'll leave a link in the description box to the palette if you guys want to check it out on the website. So I did actually receive this in PR, so thank you so much to Beauty Bay and to Nikkie for sending this over to me. And we're going to dive right in. We're just going to have a little bit of a play today. So I'm going to show you the palette first. So this is what the palette looks like. So you're meant to have all your lighter shades on this side and then all your darker shades on this side. I don't know what I was expecting with this palette. I was thinking that there might be, I don't know, it's very neutral in a way. Like, you've got your bright colours in there, you've got your blue, your green, your yellow, your pinks and stuff. But a lot of the shimmers are very neutral. You've got like neutral peachy shades in there. So it actually contains quite a lot of neutral shades, which I didn't think Nikkie would do. Maybe it's a different approach because a lot of people are doing coloured palettes now. But it wasn't what I was expecting. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't what I was expecting. I also kind of wish that there was more darker shades. Particularly on this side of the palette, I wish there was more darker shades. But that's just me, of course. So we're going to dive into this today and we're going to create some magic. The first thing I'm going to do is take the PLOUISE base in the shade number 4, and I'm going to apply that all over my lids using a Beauty Bay Iconic brush. I have actually already applied this, but we're just putting a little bit more on because it's dried down a bit since I last did my base makeup and everything. So I'm just applying this with a fluffy brush. I always use the PLOUISE base, as you know, so I do want to use this to prep my eyelids just to make it a fair test of the palette and everything like that. I think it's so important to keep other things the same when you're trying something new, so that other makeup products or other techniques don't affect your review or first impression of that particular product. So I'm gonna apply this all over the lid, and then we're gonna dive straight into the palette. So I'm just patting this in, getting it all nice and seamless, even coverage. As you know, I do have a discount code with PLOUISE, so I'm going to leave that on the screen. RN. So, palette time. I don't actually know what I'm going to do. I'm fancying doing neutrals with a pop of colour, not going to lie. I'm fancying doing like browns and a little pop of blue or something like that. Or do I do a pop of the neon green? That's beautiful as well. I really want to use these shades, these browns, and I'm fancying using this neon shade as well. So I think we're going to go in with that today. The first shade that I'm going to take is 5 AM, which is this gorgeous brown shade here. And I'm going to use a Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm just going to start packing that on the outer part of my eye. So straight away, pigmentation. I mean, we knew that this was going to have great pigmentation anyway. I know that Beauty Bay palettes are amazing and I love their formula. So I already know that this palette is going to be good, but you just never know. So packing that on right on the outer part of the eye. just kind of like the outer half. Now this actually looks a lot more cool toned on the eye than it does in the pan. So it actually does kind of look a little bit darker than what I was expecting it to look. Just packing that on the outer half of the eye and making sure it's all pressed on. Next, I'm going to take another clean Zoeva 227 and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Mila. So it's beautiful, like caramel brown. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. This is a shade that I feel like I need in every palette. I'm going to take a little bit of that on the brush and I'm going to pack that next to the shade 5 AM. Now this is such a beautiful shade. This is one of my favourite kind of brown tones. More like a caramelly yellowy brown rather than like an orangey brown. I love this shade. So I'm packing that right next to that brown. And then I'm just going to blend between those shades. So I always like to pack on my shades first before I start blending, just to make sure that I get really good pigmentation payoff. And I'm going to grab that Zoeva brush that we used for the first shade, 5 AM, and just swap between those two brushes just to blend that line a little bit and just soften it. Just to make sure they're all nicely blended together. That we've got no harsh edges or anything like that. So next I'm going to take that same shade Mila and a Peaches Makeup PC10 brush, so just a blending brush, and I'm going to start blending the whole edge of this now. So we've got those shades packed on, but I really want to start blending this out. So I'm using super light pressure and I'm taking it all the way from the front of the brow right the way around the edge. And I'm just going to start winging it out a little bit as well. And then I'm taking that original Zoeva 227 brush and the shade 5 AM and I'm just going to re-blend that back in. Sometimes when you work from your darkest shades to your lighter shade, you can lose that first shade that you've blended on there. So I'm just going to swap between that PC10 and the Zoeva 227 and just make sure that shade is really reinforced and that it's still looking beautiful and pigmented and all that good stuff. Everything's like nice and melting together. Sometimes taking the time to do this step, just going between those shades and those brushes and just really buffing it out, really helps to create an overall better finished look. You get really good pigmentation payoff too. I'm just going to do the same on the other side, just repack that 5 AM shade back on there. Just re-blend that back in. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take the P. Louise number 198 brush. It's just kind of like a little, it's kind of like a large pencil brush actually. This is from the new Worldie collection. The set of 3 brushes from the P. Louise Worldie collection are insane. I'm going to take this bright yellowy green neon shade called VLA from the palette. This one right here, and I'm going to start putting that on the inner part of my eye. So in my experience, yellows and like neon shades are really hard to apply and to pull off and that kind of thing. So we'll see how we get on. So far so good. I'm just applying it super, super light. It's better to work on a drier base when you're using neon shades or pastel shades, so they don't kind of change their colour. So you want to wait until your P. Louise base is like near enough dry before you go in with like a shade like this. So I'm just applying that and like blending it into the eye look. Blending it up, blending it over and blending it underneath a little bit as well. So just keep layering it up. That is nice. That is super nice. So same on the other side, super thin layers of this shade to build it up at first. So I'm going to take the Morphe eyeliner in the shade Richie. This is just a dark brown shade and I'm going to pop it straight in my waterline. I want the lower lash line to be quite smoky for this, I think. So I'm going to go right in there with a dark brown. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to take a Molly O'Brien MO9 brush, just kind of like one of these square brushes. And I'm going to go in with 5 AM, so that dark brown shade we used. And I'm just going to start buffing that on the lower lash line, just to kind of merge this eyeshadow with the eyeliner that we've just put in the waterline. So I'm just using light pressing motions and taking that all the way along. Then I'm going to take that same P. Louise brush we used and the shade Mila again, which is a lighter brown, and I'm just going to buff out my lower lash line with that, just to make sure that that dark brown is fading into the skin nicely, fading into that yellow, and that everything is looking nice and seamless and blended. So just going right along the edge and really building that up as well. Don't be afraid to go like heavier on your lower lash line. I love a smoky, heavy lower lash line. I feel like sometimes we can be a little scared to really go in with eyeshadow in that area, but I think that it completes the look in a way. Okay guys, I'm going to pop off camera, do some mascara and some lashes, and then I'll be right back with my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and popped some mascara and some lashes on, and that is the finished eye look. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. This look is so me. It's neutral, it's glam, but we've got a pop of colour. I'm absolutely obsessed with this look. I think this is my favourite makeup that I've done in a long time, and I can't wait to take pictures of it. So guys, final thoughts on the palette. As I said in the beginning, wished there was more darker shades. The darkest brown shade that I used, 5 AM, I was worried that that wouldn't be dark enough for the kind of look that I was going to go for, but it actually applied darker than what it is in the pan, which makes me think about all the other shades that are in there, like the shade Slash, which is the dark purple, Amsterdam, which is the most beautiful royal blue shade. It makes me think maybe they apply a little bit darker as well, in which case I would be happy with it. I would have liked a black, but you can't have everything. I always love a black in a palette just for smoking out liner and that kind of thing, but then every palette has a black, doesn't it? So it's not that hard for me to, you know, go and locate a black out of my makeup kit or anything like that. I can't wait to try the shimmers because I haven't tried the shimmers yet, and I know they're meant to be unreal, so I might do another video using this palette, do something a little bit more colourful. If you would like that, let me know in the comment section. But overall, I am impressed. You do get a little bit of kickback with this palette, but that doesn't really bother me as long as the pigmentation's there and it's a great payoff. Then kickback is absolutely no issue to me whatsoever. Alright guys, so that is the end of the video. I'll leave a link to the beautiful Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette in the description box for you, along with my discount codes and my social channels, so you can come and follow me on Instagram and things like that. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!